This is an instructional video about rewriting equations, and your essential question is, which variable do I move? You're going to use a lot of strategies that you use when you're solving just for a single variable, and we had a bunch of numbers, but the difference here is that you're going to have a lot more variables, and this comes into play more in the future when we start doing stuff with, linear equations. So like y equals mx plus b, which makes no sense to you right now, but this is just a skill set that's really going to help us in the future, and that's why I wanted to try and build a connection to it as we are working on understanding equations and how to solve them. So what are inverse operations? And I know this isn't new information, but this is a really key piece that's going to help us with this. Inverse operations are opposite operations. So adding, its opposite is subtraction. Multiplying, its opposite is division, so on and so forth. Now, when it comes to rewriting equations, what does it look like to rewrite an equation? I'm actually going to go through two examples to kind of elaborate on this one. So here's your first one, and our goal is that we're always going to solve for y. So say, for example, I have x, y equals m. So the idea is still the same. This is balanced, but now you just see a ton of variables, which can be a little overwhelming for some students, but the concepts are still there. This is the thing we're solving for. Right now they're touching, so it means multiplying. So how do you undo that? We would divide both sides by x. So then y equals m divided by x. Or you could write it as m over x like that. And remember, these would zero out, and there you go. So you would have y by itself, y has been solved. Say, for example, you had one like this, and again, we're always going to solve for, y in this case. You guys gotta be really careful if it says solve, or maybe it'll say isolate. It just means get it by itself. That's what solving even means too. So maybe I'll do like 2x plus y equals 4. So something like this, I mean, I gotta find out what y is equal to, and I'm not gonna get y equals a number, I'm gonna get y equals an equation. And it's the same, let's look at SADMAP. And that will definitely help us with this piece. Is there any subtraction? Nope. Any addition? Yes. And now this is what's being added right here. Remember, this is what we want to solve for. So I need to get rid of this. So right now it's a positive 2x. The opposite would be a minus 2x. Minus 2x. This zeroes out. And then I have 4 minus 2x. I can't put those together because they do not have the same last name. And then I'm left with y on this side, and I have solved or isolated y. And so I don't have to worry about doing any like type of division or multiplication. These are just two examples. They can get more complex than this too. Sometimes you can see like 2x minus 4y equals 4a, and I'm just making some up the top of my head, but like notice how this one, I know I'm going to have to do some division too in the future because of that. It just kind of depends. I'm not going to solve that one for you, but I just wanted you to see it. So rewriting equations, the same idea sits there. We're still using opposite operations, but what kind of really confuses or frustrates students is that I have variables now. I don't have numbers where I can actually just go forth with my math. And so just know that you have that gut instinct of what you need to do, and it does look a little bit different. But our main idea is to always make sure that we're following the balancing of that equal sign and what that means, and making sure that we're doing both things to both sides and still following through with that. So there you go.